Welcome back to Plugin episode 22. We have Jaclyn Patterson today with me here. She's going to help me host the show, and she's going to take it and show you what she's made of. Go ahead, Jaclyn.
Hi. First off, I'd like to introduce you to my mom, Michelle Patterson. She's the CEO of Women Network, LLC, a media and production company giving women a voice to share their message. Women Network is creating the largest community of women globally, and they are the exclusive event producer of the California Women's Conference.
Well, thank you, Jaclyn. You're pretty amazing yourself. So Jaclyn actually produced the teen program at the California Women's Conference. So we've had a chance to work together. So Avi, thank you so much for having us.
Yes, you're welcome. How is it to have your daughter hosting the show and I'm going to ask you the probing questions now?
Scary. I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, I feel great about it.
It's it's going to be like when I come home at midnight and she wants to know where I was. This is exactly how it's going to feel for you.
Yeah.
The tables
have turned.
Yes. So, Jaclyn, put her on the grill here. Let's hear the inside story.
So you work in a corporate environment that has been mainly considered a boys' world. Have you noticed in your line of work women adopting certain characteristics that some may consider masculine in order to survive in this environment?
So great question. I think for me, what I see is women are waking up to the awareness that we're really good together. I think women who support other women, we create amazing things. And so what's happening right now is that the women that do come together and support each other are really successful. One of the things that I've noticed is with women, for so many years, we've competed for that one spot, whether it's in corporate America or going after that one position. And so for now, what's happening is that we no longer have to do that the opportunities are opening up.
So how this idea to have the Women Network came about?
Oh, how did it come about?
Yeah.
So what happened was we started doing the California Women's Conference.
Okay.
And I was producing events of 30,000 and got the phone call that said, Michelle, the California Women's Conference was canceled by the state. Would you be interested in taking this on? And ironically, and Jaclyn, you know this, I was interviewed for the 8th grade school paper the same year. I actually interviewed the governor. It was Governor George Duke Majan. It was the same year that he started the conference. So here, almost 30 years ago, and working with him.
I'm new to California. I've been here 20 years, but I didn't hear or recognize the name. I know from, what's his name, Gary or Gray, and then
there's Gray Davis and Arnold Schwarzenegger. So Governor George Duke Majan, who I think is by one of the most amazing individuals, really inspired me as this 12-year-old kid. So I'm interviewing him, and he's asking me really important questions. What's your favorite pastime? How many kids do you have? And he says to me, Michelle, that was the best interview. And it was the first time somebody outside of my immediate family said, you matter. And so when the opportunity came up and it was take on this conference, I thought, there's no accidents. And so now fast forward, the feedback that we got was, we love this event. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. It's a couple days, but what if we could have this event 365 days out of the year? What if we could go ahead and have a place where women and men could go to and find resources and tools available for women to be successful? And that's how Women Network evolved.
Great. And through that, is it membership? Is it how people will find you? How do they get part of the network?
Yeah, so if you go to womennetwork.com, you're able to go ahead and see the videos. We've got 50 plus hours of video from the California Women's Conference. Okay. We've got videos from individuals all over the world. And what's so exciting is we're able to spotlight women doing these amazing things. So it's set up as a membership site, and you can participate. And again, it's a great way for organizations around the world to come together and participate together.
Are there chapters like California or New York, or it's one women network and the partnerships or the memberships all
yeah, that's probably what I love the most about what I'm doing is, and Jaclyn, you came into my room. I was on the phone last week with these amazing women from Australia. And so I'm going to actually keynote one of their events, and we're doing Women Network Australia.
Oh, okay.
And so we have these events happening all over the world.
So it's worldwide network, not necessarily chapters, the Women Network.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and the goal of the Women Network is to open doors for women or to share ideas or help other women that need help. What exactly the
So
main...
our theme is Women Network Better Together. We are truly better together.
Okay.
And what happens oftentimes is there's just a handful of women that we're talking about right now. We have these great women that are out there, you know, Michelle Obama, Sheryl Sandberg, but we don't talk about all the other women. And so what Women Network is about is looking at each industry and spotlighting who are the women that are getting it done, who are making a real impact.
Okay.
And studies show that when women have a media outlet, when they are captured on TV, which right now we don't get that, but they're spotlighted. They can then share, and other women can then look to them and say, "Okay, I can do that. I can be successful. I can go ahead and do what it is that they're doing." And so that's what this is all about.
So it's a support system as well as a kind of exposure to other women and spotlighting the women that made the difference for other women to see and emulate. Is that the bottom line of? Did I sum it up?
I think you did really well. And I know Jaclyn, again, in producing the California Women's Conference and the entire teen program, but there was that feeling of you're not alone. You're not by yourself. And I don't care how successful you are, there's that feeling, that underlying feeling of, do I matter? Do I count?
Yep.
And Women Network, it's an organization that lets you know you are absolutely amazing exactly the way you are. I mean, you have beautiful gifts. And the way that we're created is how we come together.
Yeah.
And I've had the opportunity as well, just to touch on, what you've been saying about the purpose of Women Network, to kind of explore my own way of interpreting your Better Together message. And for me, I've always been blessed to have been raised by a powerhouse, somebody who has been an incredible role model my entire life. But at the same time, I recognize that that's not a normal situation. It's not the what the average girl has had the opportunity to be exposed to. And so when I produced the student program, I wanted to put on stage my other role models and people who girls could look up to if they didn't have the same powerful figure in their life. And so I think, that's what the California Women's Conference and Women Network is all about, just giving powerful women a voice, but then also allowing them to be a role model for other women and inspire other women.
So I know you guys have all kind of conferences that you did, and in one of the conferences you had Maria Shriver, Oprah Winfrey, and a couple other personality. Are you? Is there a political entity to it, like to push for women, a woman president this year and the next 2 years? Is there anything cooking in the back?
So absolutely. Really what this is about too. And
it's about time.
Maria Shriver, I was able to come in and take on the conference.
Yeah.
Maria Shriver, there's nobody like Maria Shriver. I mean, she did an amazing job and really brought it to a whole new level. One of the things that we like to look at is, really tapping into 100% of the talent pool. I love the quote that Warren Buffett says. He says, I'm so excited about the state of the economy because we're unleashing the power of women into the economy. And so it's not about, okay, we want to get women in there. We want to tap into 100% of the talent pool.
Yes.
And right now what's happening is we're only tapping into 50% of the talent pool.
Yes.
When you look at top level executives and individuals that are running and owning companies, it's men.
Yes.
And so how can we go ahead, because when we do have that diversity, when we have men and women, it directly affects the bottom line. So the bottom line is the bottom line.
Yes.
It actually has an impact on companies, it will have a great impact on organizations, on being able to have that diversity.
Well, and even from a statistical standpoint, it's no longer this, the traditional American home isn't the father going to work and being the breadwinner and the mother staying at home. Mm-hmm. Actually, only 20% of households have one parent who's working and one parent who's staying home. So what do you think caused this shift from women staying home to them actually entering the workforce?
I mean, for me personally, we're coming up on 20 years being married to your dad, and for me, I wanted a career. I wanted to be able to be a mom, and I wanted to be able to have a career, and I wanted to be able to go ahead and really pursue that. And I think that you can have both.
Well,
sometimes not always at the same time. There's that balancing.
Part of it too, I mean, education had a lot to do with it. Now we have more actual women in college than men, and it's growing. And more back in the old days, women, okay, go get your basic education. You're going to be a wife and all this. But now you're going to be a scientist, an astronaut, a surgeon, a doctor, pilot. So it opens a door for more women.
And I would even suggest that it's because we've moved from an industrial stage into a post-industrial stage. Mm-hmm. So no longer does it matter if you have physical strength. It's all about if you have intellectual capabilities, if you can, work a computer, if you can network with people. Yep. And men and women on this plane are equal. And so no longer does it matter who can go, hunt and kill a boar. Yep. Yep. It's all about, if you can crunch numbers and be a leader and be an innovator.
Yeah, and God gave us almost the same amount of brain, whether women or men, and more and more of them. Almost, yeah. Women has a little more.
Good answer, Avi.
Well, I have two powerful ladies here. I don't want to be put out.
Yeah.
And I have one at home too, as powerful. But anyway, it is inspiring to see that we are no longer looking at people and categorize them all female, male. Okay, well, we're coming to our end of the segment, so we shall be back and tune to iTunes with Plugin or to our own show, pluginpod.tv. Thank you. We'll be back.